Hi friends, welcome back. This is Jayalakshmi of IG College of Engineering. Now we are going to discuss the next topic in the fourth unit of Principles of Management, that is leadership. How a leader should be, what are the qualities of the leader, that things we are going to discuss here. Leadership definition gives more and more definitions are given for leader, process by which an agent induces a subordinate to behave in a desired manner, process of influence and supporting others to work enthusiastically toward achieving objectives, process whereby an individual exerts influence over others in a group, process of influencing the activities of an organized group in its efforts towards goal setting and goal achievement, process whereby people are influenced effectively and motivated to accomplish a goal. These are all some definition of a leader. What are the importance of leadership? If there is a leader, he will set the goal, he will motivate their subordinate to achieve the goal of an organization, he help them to be coordinated, he represent for a work, he provide guidance to them, he is the inspiration for their employees. He is he gives morality, he builds the morality, he facilitates the changes. Leadership is related to a situation. Employee must be satisfied with the types of leadership provided. What are the ingredients of a leader? What are the needs of a leader? A leader should able to use power effectively. It is in a responsible way. If you are given with the power to control a subordinate, means you have to utilize this in an effective way. Ability to comprehend that human beings have different motivation forces at different times and in different situations. He has to understand the situation and he has to utilize his power in a beneficial way. Ability to inspire, he has to inspire his subordinates, then only they will accept his leadership. Ability to act in a manner that will develop a climate conducive into responding to an arousing motivation. He has to motivate them, he has to make them to accept his leadership. Functions of a leader: he has to be the goal setter, he has to plan and execute it, he should be the expert in the task, he has a external group representative and surrogate for individual representatives. He has to be supportive for individuals also. Controller of internal relationship within the organization. These are all the functions of the leader. And qualities of a leader: a leader should be a honest one. He has to inspire the people who are following, who are their subordinates. He should empower the people. He should be the example for their followers. He lead the changes. He should share his vision. He should have a forward looking and he should be a competent. The difference between a manager and a leader: a manager is an administrator, but a leader is an innovator. Manager maintain the relationship, but leader develop it. Manager control the subordinates, but the manager inspire the subordinates. Manager has short term view, but leader has long term view. Manager always asks how and when, but a leader asks what and why. Manager initiate a work, but a leader originate a work. A manager accept the quo, that status quo, but a leader challenges the status quo. The managers do the things right, but a leader will do right things only. Okay? So a manager is someone who plans some budgets, organizes and allocates resources, controls and solves the problem. But a leader is someone who shows a direction, aligns and influences, motivates and inspires. Here is a diagram that shows what a manager will do. A manager will give some directions to work to the people, but a leader will work with them. He is leading them to do the job. Okay. Then the styles of leadership. There are three types of leadership: autocratic, laissez-faire, and democratic. Autocratic means a leader who is taking decision. He won't consult the subordinates. He will take the decision. He is having the ability to give a best decision, and he will provide the rewards for the subordinates who complete it in a very good manner, or he will punish them if they have not completed in a good manner. Okay, but a democratic leader is a leader who works with the employees. He will consult his subordinates before taking a decision. He shares his power with the subordinates, but a laissez-faire is in between these two. He won't take the decision by himself, and this will cause confusion between the leader and the employees. As in autocratic, he is not take decision, but as in democratic, he is not ready to accept the decision of the subordinates also. Next, the Terite theory. Terite means the behavior of a individual. The Terite theory is based on the great man theory, but it is more systematic in this analysis of leader. Like a great man theory, this theory assumes that leaders' personal traits are the key of leadership. This Terite theory says that one, their personality inspire the group people. Okay, so based on that one only, they become a successful leader. Personality trait says that the abilities, supervising ability, intelligence, and initiative, they should have this ability. If they are having this ability, they will be the good leader. And their personal traits are self assurance, decisiveness, masculinity, femininity, maturity, working class affinity. He should have that personal characteristic. If he is having that personal characteristics, then he will become a leader. He should be a motivator, need for occupational achievements, self actuations, power over others, higher financial reward, job security. If these are all there in a person, then he will become a good leader as per trait theories. Limitations of trait theories: no universal traits that predict leadership in all situations. If who is having all these characteristics, there is no assurance that people who is having these characteristics become a good leader. Traits predict behavior better in weak than strong situation. Unclear evidence of that cause and effect relationship of leadership and traits. Better predictor of the appearance of leadership than distinguish effective and ineffective leader. Behavioral styles theory, that is Ohio State theories, consideration and initiating structures, that is identify two critical dimensions of a leader behavior. Creating mutual respect and trust with followers. Consideration, he has to consider the followers. And then initiating structure, organizing and defining what group members should be doing. He has to initiate that, and he has to consider their thought also. University of McCain studies identified two leadership styles that were similar to the Ohio State studies. One style was employee centered and the other was job centered. Similarly, we are having so many stylist theories also. These are also evidence for that one. Next, we are having houses path goal theory. So, a leader's style, he must be directive, he must be supportive, he must be participative, achievement oriented. And if he is having that characteristics style, then only the followers will experience the amount of knowledge, and they will satisfied with the needs, and their personality also developed. Characteristics of situation: level of task structure, authority for a system, nature of the group. These things by the leader style and characteristics of situation and followers, characteristics of followers, you will achieve the goal. Okay. So here is an example for that leadership style and how that is. Here is the comparative study. We have discussed that leader who is democratic, a leader who is autocratic, and a leader who is in between. Okay, this is about that leadership. Next session we will discuss about the communication.